Hey, Rocket, up. Calm down, boy. Hey, hey. Get a chatting face up. Guys, relax. Hey, hey. Duff. Off. Good boys. Everybody just chill out. Ready? Are you ready, Rocket? Are you ready? Welcome to the live. If you are joining me, please take this time to push the like button and subscribe button and comment down below, because this discussion is all about spooky stories. Guys, hey, stop. You guys are about to go back inside. I'm not playing around. Hey, is that your bird? Oh, okay. We're waiting for people to start showing up. Once people start showing up, we'll go over some of the stories that we're going to be talking about. You are so naughty. Crazy dog. What up, Calvin? My name is Jake from State Farm. What do you guys think of that? Alrighty, are you guys ready for some scary stories? Most of it's going to be made up, by the way. It's not going to be actual stories, because I don't own the copyrights to that stuff. So, if I do, you guys ready for this? Welcome to the live. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's have a good discussion about spooky stories. And it'll be all made up. If we get out of hand to the point where somebody's feeling kind of out of place or whatever, we'll move on to the but like if somebody's like really scared from this like discussion that we're having, we'll pause and we'll come back to it. So make sure, if you guys are having a little bit of a hard time with this scary story, speak up now or ever hold your peace, because we're about to begin. Because today's the day you guys get to start doing some story time with me. Yeah. See, I'm really good with making up like voices, So be warned, these are going to be scary stories made up, which have never been actually a story before. So I'm not doing that. I'm definitely going to be moving on that one. So you guys, I am definitely English, because you guys can hear that. Espanol, not so much. So no Espanol here. All right, so let's begin the spooky stories. It begins on October 31st, when Halloween begins. There was a guy named Jason, and his mother took him out to the ocean, where he drowned. Now, speculation says that the drowning took place was because the mom was psychopath. Because a psychopath is like somebody that's not stable and they keep like changing, kind of like schizophrenia. So that's kind of how the mom kind of just took his life. And then Jason somehow comes out of the water alive with a mask on for some reason. I guess Jason needs a mask for some reason. And now Jason, he don't talk. No, he literally just cuts people. You know, like... Now, if you guys don't know this story, it's basically Jason, the serial killer Jason. So that was basically the starting of the story of Jason. So yeah, if you're in the neck of the woods when you're in the neck of the woods with Jason, I don't think you're gonna have much of a chance to take out Jason, because Jason already has one. He's got a machete, so I don't think there's any way to beat Jason. Oh, thank you. I've been working on keeping it nice and neat. Yeah, I'm very proud of my hairdo. All right, as the viewers have dropped, we're gonna continue our story about Jason. Now, this story is made up. Of course, there is a movie based on it, but it's kind of made up too, because I haven't actually seen Jason. The only thing I know about Jason is that he wears a mask and he goes around the woods cutting people up. So that's the spooky story we're talking about right now. If anybody in the comments right now want to talk about Jason, write it down in the comments now as I wait patiently. Oh yeah, there is a dog. Yeah, they're dogs. Just a heads up, we are playing fetch outside too, and it looks like there are some fireworks going off as well. So. Alright, so the next person we're going to talk about is Scream. The story about Scream and how he became Scream. I think, if I'm not wrong or right, I could be wrong. I don't really remember how Scream became who he became. But I know that Scream became Scream because he wanted to hide his identity. So he puts his mask on and he becomes a serial killer. And he'll go in people's houses, cutting them up. So there was actually a story, I believe in Florida, at a college, where the guy that murdered all those people down there actually had the title of Scream. This was with, I don't know if you guys read Mr. Ballin or follow Mr. Ballin, but he has a story on it. So if you guys go to his page, you guys can find out that story that I'm talking about. But that's actually based on a true story. But yeah, basically what he would do, he would live in the woods, and at night he would go inside, rape and kill the girls in the dorm. And then he would go back out into the woods, and he would have a recorder where he would talk to himself about the murders. And the only way they found out where he was located at was because he was, I believe he was a janitor. And I guess they might have just stumbled on his campsite, and he would, at first they all thought he was innocent, but they really had this city on edge. They were all locking their doors and everything. They wouldn't let anybody go anywhere. It was a pretty big thing. So with that is the story of Scream. All right, so let's go and talk about the next story. Ooh, you guys up for talking about the Chainsaw Massacre by any chance? Post a comment down below and hit that like button and let me know if you guys want to talk about the Chainsaw Massacre. I don't remember what date or year it was. I don't really remember who or what or how it happened. But I do know a little bit about it, and I'll discuss it here if anybody's ready. Let's begin. Why would I piss you off? Or nobody's gonna show up. It's just us. Let me edge you. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Alright. So anyway, Chainsaw Massacre for the guy. It looked like he was in the country, and let's see here. I think he would kidnap people and bring them out to his farm, and he would cut them up using his chainsaw, and then I feel like he would hang them up, to be honest. So yeah, it was kind of a sad time for people at that moment in history. To be honest, it was pretty sad altogether. But no one could figure out who he was because of his personality. His personality was like kind and nice. He would act like a normal person out and about, you know. You would not even know he was the Chainsaw Massacre until you were up close to him. And once he kidnapped you, you were in his basement, and you're pretty much done for after that. Now I feel like the only way they solved that mystery was the missing persons report, because I believe that a lot of people went missing, and that's when they started cracking down and trying to figure out where. I think they ended up pinpointing it to a farm, and that's how they ended up catching the Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, you go ahead and do what you want. I don't know why you would be scared, but But that's part of the Chainsaw Massacre. That's the Chainsaw Massacre one. Alright, so let's go to Pet Sematary. Alright, anybody up for the Pet Sematary story? Of the spooky stories. Just comment down below if you guys want a different story. Or push that like button, and let's carry on with the next story. Now, Pet Cemetery is actually not really based on anything. It's not like a true story. It's fictional. It's not really even real. So basically, with pets that pass away, they would bring it to the graveyard and they would bury it. And then the next day, the pet would rise up from the dead. And at first, it would seem normal, but then after a while, it would turn into some like zombie. So, and then started killing everything. So, that's pretty much what the Pet Cemetery is. Now, I don't know if you guys watch Rick and Morty, but Rick and Morty, they experimented with the Pet Cemetery. So, if you guys get a chance to go watch Rick and Morty, yeah. All right. So that's so next story we can talk about is the you guys up for Jaws? Anybody in the comment section who wants to listen to the story of Jaws, write it down now, and we will begin. Alright, so the story of Jaws. It was a sunny day at the beach. Everybody was having fun, swimming, surfing, all that good stuff, right? And then one day, a shark, a great white shark, came out of nowhere and attacked a guy on a surfboard. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody in the beach ran away. And then later that day, they took the body and, put it in the morgue. Then they had a huge discussion if the beach was safe or not. The mayor wanted the beach to be populated, and they don't want to have anybody scared, and they wanted people to be at the beach because they were making money. So this is spooky stories. Are you guys happy to hear about some spooky stories? Comment down below if you guys want to hear a different story. Now, let's continue with the Jaws story. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, Luke, welcome. We're talking about Jaws right now. Alright, so now the mayor won the vote of keeping everybody around. So everybody was going back to the beach because everybody thought, the shark was just one time a thing. So am I new? So can I restart? Restart what? What am I restarting? Alright, so anyway, let's continue. Alright, so the mayor ended up winning the vote, and he decided to open up the beach again, so everybody went back out to the beach. But then the shark attacked again. But this time, everybody wanted to make sure that the shark was caught this time, and that way it was... I didn't do anything. You guys decided to post that comment. Now make sure you guys behave yourselves because, we got to make sure we're up to standard with the comments. But anyway, let's continue. Alright, so now the beach is closed. They get 3 guys to go on a boat to go capture the Jaws, right? So then Jaws came back, chomping up the boat. and the boat sank to the bottom of the ocean. But with them actually being successful, they killed the shark known as Jaws. And that's the end of Jaws. All right, so let's move on to A Christmas Story with Jack. That will be our next scary story. All right, as we wait, we're going to have to wait for people to show up into the chat for the next video. Alright, so this is the story of A Halloween Story. Now, this was made on a poem, and the poem became a script, and the script became a movie, and then that's why we got a Halloween, what do they call it? Halloween Christmas Story or something like that, with Jack as the skeleton. And he found out that Santa Claus existed, and he wasn't really sure who Santa Claus was. So he he wanted to find out what Christmas was. So he went up to the surface to find Santa Claus, and he ended up dragging Santa Claus back to the undead area, and he asked Santa for a present so he could feel like Christmas, and he decorated the whole town in decorations. And Santa Claus wasn't too happy because they kidnapped him, they beat him up, they put him in the sack, and so he was pissed. And Jack's girlfriend, I forget what her name was, she was like, Jack, you're not supposed to do that, you know. And King Boo, actually, who is the villain of the story, found out that Jack was curious about Christmas and wanted to stop Jack. So it ended up being Jack versus Boo, and then, you know, ultimately Jack beat Boo. Now, a lot of people want, you know, a number 2. What is that one called? Halloween Christmas Story or whatever. They want another one of those ones, but to be honest with you, I think just one movie of that was fine. It's kind of similar with Beetlejuice, right? Beetlejuice was fine. Just leave it where it was. If you want to watch it again, watch it again. But Beetlejuice number 2 is great. Yeah, you got new technology and stuff. Could make the movie a lot more better. But if Beetlejuice 2 is too scary, then technically Beetlejuice 2 would not be a classic as Beetlejuice 1. So bear with that in mind, right? If everybody can watch it, it's really not really a scary movie. It's more of a comedy. It's more of a family-friendly show, right? So if Beetlejuice 2 comes out and it scares everybody, nobody's going to actually want to watch it, to be honest with you. So with that, our next story is The Beetlejuice. You guys ready? Alright. Let's talk about the Beetlejuice. Alright, anyway, I'm going to end my live. I'm going to go back inside. It's getting kind of cold out here.